I got Dale in Newham. I was at Newham the other day. You got a great statue there of all the World Cup winners from 1966. I was out in Newham as well when I was doing some photo shoots out at the Olympic Park. Love it in Newham. Dale asks via the website, quote, "Hi, Brian and team. I'm inquiring if you have a manifesto, PDF, or a Word doc for review, as I prefer looking through that than just the short briefs on policies on the website." That's what Dale said, unquote. First of all, Dale, I'm happy you're actually reading our policies. It means you're engaged as a citizen of London, and that makes me happy. And honestly, I think we're changing the game. I think the Brian for Mayor campaign is making politics sexy again. That's what we're trying to do. That nothing is worse than apathy. If the citizens on the streets don't care about their leaders and don't care about the policies in their own streets, there's something that's fundamentally wrong, because this is your city. I'm talking about your businesses. I'm talking about the safety of your children. I'm talking about your homes. I'm talking about your transport networks. So if I can be a conduit to engage you in politics through my digital networks, my 5 million followers, my 500 million views on London Real, that makes me happy, first of all. Second of all, the fact that you've gone to my website and watched some of my policy videos, that makes me extremely happy. But the fact that you want more, Dale, that makes me even happier, because I've got policies as deep as they go, as deep as they go. My policies are 10 times better than the current mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. They are 10 times better than the conservative candidate who his own party abandoned a few weeks ago. They're 10 times better than anybody else who's late to this new, mayoral race who says they want to be mayor of London. Our policies are better, and I've got more detail. The reason I don't go into detail is because I could talk for hours about housing policy, transport, police, community centers. So the manifesto is dropping in a matter of days. Now I'm predicting this. My team's probably working behind the scenes that it could be at brianformayor.london/manifesto. You can probably download that PDF. It's going to be there in a matter of days. I think it's going to be 50 plus pages long. And again, let me just say this. If a mayor doesn't have a manifesto, they haven't thought about this stuff. There'll probably only be a few that bother. I'm the only one that wrote his own. The others were probably created by a party and by a committee. Again, to be clear, all of these ideas come from me and my team and listening to you. I have no corporate donors. I have no backroom deals. I have no special agendas. I have no members of parliament that I have to check with before I talk about something. I give it to you straight. These are the best ideas in the business. I'll take ideas from the Conservatives. I'll take ideas from the Labour, as long as they do the best thing for Londoners. Again, that's all I want to do for my term as mayor, is do the best thing for Londoners, and no excuses. That should be on my new policy. No excuses, just results. That's my plan as your next mayor of London. We're going to build the homes. We're going to run transport at a profit. We're going to reduce knife crime, more officers on the street. We're going to kickstart this economy like nobody's business. 20 million people in London in August, safely. That's what the Great Celebration is going to do. So thank you, Dale. You got me all fired up there. I appreciate you. Well, manifesto's coming soon. That will be in print as well. It's going to be a beautiful document. It will be the new standard for manifestos going forward. And again, I just want to say, I think our campaign is the new standard going forward. Going forward, you're going to expect your next mayor of London to communicate with you digitally and transparently. You're going to expect them to come to every single borough of London. You're going to expect them to build a battle bus and travel over 3,000 miles through the city, talking with citizens on the street. You're going to expect that they engage with citizens on the street in real time, to be filmed however they want, as opposed to going to run and hide like the current politicians do. That's the new standard, and we're really proud of these standards. And I think also members of parliament are also going to have to follow our new standards of transparency, of access to the people, of honesty. And we're really proud of that. So a couple more questions coming through here. Again, really appreciate all of them. There's a lot. I don't know if I get through all of them. I'm going to try. I got a man of many talents on Instagram says, will you get rid of a congestion charge increase? The congestion charge drops to 0 until 2022. That's to get as many people in London to kickstart the economy. Then I want to rethink the congestion charge. But the only reason the mayor increased it is because he's bankrupting his own TfL. So he taxes you to pay for his own mistakes. I'm going to find a way to run TfL at a profit and only use the congestion charge for one reason, to reduce congestion. That's why it was created. Except now it's being used to generate revenue. That's wrong, and I'm going to rethink that. Tracy Live on Instagram says, met Brian a few times and really excited for you going for it. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you. 6Biz on Instagram says, this is revolutionary compared to the other puppets, unquote. You said it, not me. You said it, not me. Angela Middleton on Instagram says, I love your passion, and I'm sure Boris backs you. That's a good question. I don't know if Boris backs me. Honestly, I think we're setting a new standard for Boris himself as well. But hopefully he can step up and do some of the things that we're doing when it comes to honesty, transparency, great policies. I got Lord Muck on YouTube that says, I'm in Lambeth, and my issue is LTNs, the dismantling of community, and the creation of no-go areas in my city. These are all great questions. I've been in Lambeth many, many times. The LTNs we're talking about today, and communities need a lot more investment. It's going to come from corporates. That's what I'm going to do, get hundreds of millions of pounds from corporates directly into the communities, and we need to make our cities safer. I've got plans to actually make a difference on all of that. I got OJ Matthew on YouTube that says, how are you going to implement these big policy changes without the current Tory government financial support or approval? We don't need their support and approval. And that's why I'm creating something called an infrastructure levy. And this is an incredible, innovative tax that basically gets value from all of the tens of billions of pounds that the tube network and Transport for London creates. Let me take an example. The Jubilee Line extension brought millions of people every single day out to the Isle of Dogs and Canary Wharf, where you've seen all of these high-rise buildings pop up. You've seen the banking industry thrive. Tens of billions of pounds are being made out there, and yet TfL is going bankrupt. Does that make sense to you? No. So what we're going to do is create an infrastructure levy where 2 to 5% of the major gains over here, coming only because of the new tube lines, go right back to that TfL, and they make it run at a profit. This is how we're going to pay for the officers on the street. This is how we're going to drop the congestion charges, and we don't need the national government. So I will not be a mayor who blames other people for his failures. I will not be a mayor who always asks for billions of pounds in bailouts. I will not be a mayor that gets policy dictated to him by the national government. London is an incredible city. We're a massive generator of revenue for the entire country. We can stand alone and do everything we need to do. We just need the right politicians, the right leaders, and that's what I plan on doing. So great question. I got that guy Gray, who said, I've lived in London for the past 7 years. I've also worked as a tour guide, driving people in classic Mini Coopers. Why are you the man to rid us of the LTNs? It says, make TfL amazing. Again, with the LTNs, it's simple. I see that they're not needed, and I also see that I don't need them for revenues for my bankrupt transportation system. Everything is linked. So I look at everything through the lens of business. And that's why I think I can make a massive change in London, and that's why I will. 30 years of business experience. The current mayor of London has 0, and we plan on changing that on May 6th. So a couple more questions. We got Z Monica on Instagram says, come on, Brian, get rid of Sadiq. Eric Gonzalez on Facebook says, that cheap housing plan is incredible, and it is. We're very excited about this whole process. I've got Olivia Boyce on Facebook that says, what qualifies for affordable housing, as the affordable housing near me starts from £500,000 upward? It's a great question, Olivia. The pictures I showed you, and I'm going to show you them again, these beautiful homes that are going to be built in a matter of months are price tagging for about £100,000 each, which is absolutely incredible. As you said yourself, a lot of these affordable homes are coming in at £300,000, £400,000, £500,000 each. That's not an affordable home, because again, no one's come up with an innovation there, and that's what we're doing right here.